a bit unfortunate so far.
As he is going to take on Sword. It's been not quite 2 years, but approaching since we saw this player, and now taking.
I don't know if he saw him though, but he should know where he is. But the pathing here is perfect to gank onto the mid lane. The yellow card comes in with the flash Q. Will follow up, and the damage will absolutely be there. Fantastic movement around the map here from Umpty.
Well, they get punished accordingly.
태연아, 나 지금부터 가볼게.
As this is
몰카
as
되나?
Cookie
잡을만
Cutter as
하다,
it
이거.
gets, right? Not really a lot of ways out, unfortunately, for Fate.
얘들아, 미드 잡았어.
I got mid.
The best thing that can possibly happen. Because that's how their wins always start. It's always Umpty getting stuff done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, him being proactive and finding ganks is basically how they win 100%. I don't want to say 100%, but it's the majority.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
Perfect coordination. You need to be aware of where Lava is. Make sure that he's shoved in underneath his turret and can't just roam up as
well, that's a fight we were looking for. But with Umpty and Delight being spotted, yeah.
Should have been opportunities as here comes the TP. I like this.
Okay, Flash does come in, miss on the Soul Flare. Umpty is going to have to back away. Still some decent damage, and Poke comes out from the Jin and should secure the objective here for the Kwangdong Freaks. Umpty is still sticking around though. It almost looks like they want to go for a fight here. On the side of Fred Brion, the TP will come in, and the dive into the backside. Rakan gets a huge engage, and that's 2 people dead already, but here comes Keen, now into the thick of 5 of them, but, you know, he's pretty tanky, but not quite tanky enough, not able to kill a single member.
Making sure that it's not actually even fights. Find someone, blow them up, using your Renexa and your Nidalee, or Solar Flare.
Well, this is one way to do it. Flashless is Lava, gets a...
That's what we want to see. As for the poke.
Yeah, they do have some pretty insane poke on this side. As the Jin also coming out here.
You know, it's like it's
tank,
basic as a
healer,
yes.
DPS.
We have everything you could possibly want.
Just 5 orange and you've got everything. Yeah, he was just clearing a ward and they had no vision over the wall. This is one way you can use, you know, drop the repelled and then rotate on in, but it seems like they just want to fight under the turret, which I don't think they're going to find that here. Should be secured. If you're not getting one of those things done, I don't think you're very happy. Now, Sword is really trying to defend this ward here. And he does take some damage as the TF ult is coming in. He's behind the team here as Lava is getting into the thick of things. He immediately goes down. Not sure about that one, as now Delight is super low. The engage is very broken up here on the side of Fred Brion. And that should mean that Kwangdong Freaks will have the edge. Their chase is fantastic here, as the spear will be perfect, right on point. Ellen is able to land that one. Hoyt goes in for a bit more. And you see a huge Blade Caller does come in. Lots of damage. A lot of zoning is actually being built in this game. It's pretty understandable with the amount of threats, as we do have the slowdown. Going to force the Xayah ultimate, and he's nearly burning down, and Delight goes behind him, and the snipe comes in. Teddy picks up the kill.
Out of this TF, and then it comes into play, like, it's kind of hard to play TF in these team fight situations. The margins are very, very thin, as, yeah, that is Xayah.
Watch this.
To a lot of range. As I think that if the light doesn't jump...
and Siege on this team, even a nice amount of dive as well. You know, they can just do what they did last time, which is exactly this. Solar Flare, you get the Deadly Flourish out there, you pull out the Jin ultimate, you're landing shots onto them, you're softening them up. The composition of Fred Brion as well. And if you get Ocean Soul, they're entirely negated. It's like, okay, well, we can just take this one. Okay, over the wall, here comes the Rakan. They're gonna try to burst down Keen through the Starix Gate, through the stopwatch. Can you do it, is the question. The answer is no, but they did get a nice amount of poke onto him. Problem is, he has teleport and he's level 16, and he is going to be here for the fight.
They're still to re-engage, right? Teddy still has the curtain almost available. Here comes the teleport. In the back line.
Oh no! Again, he doesn't have dominance, but he's still a huge threat in the back. Umpty is so low. The miss on the stun onto Umpty is still pretty big as the stuns are coming down onto Keen now as he front lines. Kwangdong Freaks trying to get some damage onto this Drake, and they will get it for the sacrifice of Keen. That segment of the curriculum.
Specifically the chill.
Yeah.
You're a big fan.
Okay, that was very interesting. Elm in a weird spot here, but he does have the stopwatch. Bait is as well, as Sword is getting so much value here. The rest of his team not quite there, as Henna is also going to get zoned away from this fight. A very broken up fight. A minute until the Elder as well. As now, Jin going to open up here. Teddy looking. Probably going to find too much damage, but because of that fight, Kwangdong Freaks find a lot of space in this jungle, as now they're also on top of Sword, who is not in the best spot here. He does have his mist, and he will be able to, unlikely to find much there. As we're just going ahead and poking, this should favor the side of Kwangdong Freaks as well. Jin going to open up here. He's going to find Umpty for that first one. Sword is very far away from the rest of his team. Now the Rakan potentially looking for the engage, but Sword might just get blown up there in the front. Down he goes. The kick is fantastic from Umpty, and the Blade Caller gets a lot of value too. As Henna and Lava still alive, a pretty close fight still, as they will go for the re-engage, and Lava is in the front. He is not quite a tank. Henna, though, is getting so much work done. Another big Blade Caller, and he will stay alive. Advantage to the side of Kwangdong Freaks, though, as it is 3v2.
And it is the poke of Ellen and Fate that makes a really big difference there, right? Look at Umpty getting chunk load, then that ultimate comes through, and Sword looking for a back and then the TP back in. Goes in very aggressively. The rest of his team not quite there to back him up, and without the kick that's about to come in from Umpty, this fight would have been very one-sided. But that buys so much time. The only downside is that the Blade Caller is not available, because if that would have been a combo, that would have been the end of the fight right there. Then Keen and Hoyt try desperately to get onto that Zyrakan backline, and I gotta say, I think that Henna and the Light played this beautifully. Like, this is Zyrakan at its best. The problem is that slowly the base starts falling. Still 35 seconds left, and maybe we don't need a second Elder. Maybe it's just the one here for Kwangdong.
Oh, that was big. Henna does pull out the cleanse at the exact right time, but having Elder with this amount of poke and Baron minions shelling on the turrets, I think Kwangdong have this nice Blade Caller there in the back onto LM, but he's got some heals. Henna has to throw out his ultimate as well. As Umpty, he's going for a walk. He's behind enemy lines at this point, looking for a big kick. I don't know if he's going to be able to find one here, as the lasers have been gigantic. Down goes the Elder, and they immediately pull the trigger as they get onto that front line, and Kwangdong Freaks are like, no, we don't want to fight this actually, as they're still on the backside here. Teddy not really able to find too much value, as here comes Fred at Breon looking for more and more.
I don't know if you can get away, or as Kwangdong Freaks, Fred at Breon, they're chasing, need to respect still. A lot of power available. I think you just take the win where you found it, but no, they want to keep going. Getting the resets, but the poke is still big.
Okay, well, here comes the turn, as the mist is going to do some wonders. Umpty is in the back line. They're trying to burst down Teddy, and they absolutely will. It will be the triple kill eventually coming out here on the side of Fred at Breon. They get that, and here comes Fred at Breon barreling down the bottom lane.
And teleports are going to come through. Only Fate is alive. Is this actually going to be the turnaround? Kwangdong!
Oh, man. Well, they still got to deal with their base. If Sword and Lava could do it alone, then maybe.
Void and Fate are there.
I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of turret damage here, especially with the Lich Bane, but oh boy, they're still getting in on this one. Fighting 2v2. Look at this TP right on top of Victor. He's going to be able to pick it up. The Chaos Storm, though, get some value as that one minion is going to go down. But they still have the damage on the turret, and look at this, Sword is getting to work, and Hoyt can't stop him. Sword is going to be able to get it all on his lonesome, and GG, Fred at Freon turn it around.
해볼만해.
오케이.
해봐.
확실하게 해봐.
빅토르 포커싱, 빅토르 포커싱.
빅토르 노플. 노플 좋냐 없어?
앞라인 치면서 해봐. 20초야. 야 끝났어.
나이스!
끝났어. 밀어.
타워.
감사해야 돼 태연아. 잘 살아봐.
너 살아야 돼.
괜찮아. 형 그냥 끝나.
넥서스 나이스! 잘했다! 개 잘했다!
엄성현이야.
넥서스 쳐줘.
야 렉서스 쳐줘야 돼 태연아.
나 미니언에 막혔어.
나이스!